Hey guys, Elpocker77 here and welcome to a special video for me hitting 5k subscribers. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed to me, watch my videos, and even everyone who hits that like button every once in a while. It really helps, and hopefully with your ongoing support I'll become the place to go for silvers. Anyway though, a lot of people wanted a tour of my club, but I also said I'd answer some of your questions. So I'll talk to you about my club quickly and go on to answering some of your questions. So here's my club. I've got 25 squads and I could easily make more, but 5 of my squad slots are bugged, so I can't use them, and that's really annoying. My record isn't too bad. It's 288 wins for 188 losses, which compared to how it was at the start isn't too bad, but it's nowhere near what it was last year. Coin wise, I've got 700k at the moment as I sold a couple of investments, but I also owe 200k to someone, so I'll send that over soon and I'll be left with 500. As for the rest of my club, I'll simply go through each league and look at all my players and then do a squad update video later this week. This squad here is just my non-shiny gold team. I've been messing around with it recently, but I've still got all my silvers and I'll show you them now. So as you guys know, over the weekend I asked for questions from you guys and I ended up with just over 100, a lot more than I expected, so obviously I won't be able to answer all of them in this video, but I'll take a look through and answer some of the questions that more than one person has asked, and also some other questions that I'd like to answer. And if you guys enjoy this video, I can perhaps do this sort of thing a bit more often. So this sounds like I'm stopping and starting a bit, that's because I'm just looking through all the questions and finding the right ones to answer. So the first question is from WeDiv123, nice name there. What is your real first name? My real first name is Liam. A few people do know that, and that's the L in Elpocker77. Next question is from DJ Piment. I'm sorry if I've absolutely murdered your name. He asks, how old are you? I'm 18. And then following on from that, I've got another question. Nespresso Lover 1, where are you from? I'm from England. And do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do, and that's kind of the reason why sometimes I don't have videos up at the weekend. A lot of times at weekend I'm visiting her at university, or she's coming down back to visit me, so sometimes I don't quite get videos up at the weekend. And do you like Germany? I haven't actually visited Germany, so I can't really tell you. Next question is from Brendan L. What town do you live in / near? Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live, but I do live fairly close to Reading. Next question is from Chris English 1704. Who do you support? I support Manchester United, and obviously you may ask, why do I live in Reading but support Manchester United? Well, my dad's side of the family, my dad used to live in Manchester, used to go to games all the time, so yeah, he was brought up in Manchester for quite a few years and then eventually moved further south. So yeah, although I don't live in Manchester, I still try to go to as many matches as I can. I've already gone to the Stoke match this season, and I think I've definitely got tickets to go to the Norwich match, and hopefully, depending on the Reading FA Cup match, depending on whether that's at the weekend, I should be able to try and go to that as well. The next question is from the Curly1321. What real life football experience do you have? So real life football experience, I've been playing football since sort of I was probably 5 or 6, and I played for my local team for probably about sort of until I think it was maybe last year. Our team folded, and that was obviously started off 7-a-side, then went to 11-a-side, and then our team eventually disbanded. We pretty much stayed in the same team since I was 6, and added a few players left, but mainly most of the team did stay for at least sort of 10 years, and that team eventually folded as we all got to the age where we're sort of going off to university and couldn't really keep the team going, so we eventually disbanded the team. And currently now I still play 6-a-side on Monday evening. So yeah, last night I played, but every Monday evening I play for 6-a-side. And if you're interested in what position I used to play, I used to be a right mid, sort of right mid, left mid, anywhere on the wings really, or just behind the striker. I wasn't really the fastest, but I had really good passing, and I was sort of free kick, corner taker, so decent crossing, things like that. Chaser2k4 asks, what device do you use to record your goals? I use the Hauppauge HD PVR. It's kind of one of the older versions. I think it's the first version. There's the gaming edition and the second version out now. I've been tempted to upgrade and get either the second version or get an Elgato. But at the moment the HD PVR is doing fine. And how do you organise the goals you've scored? Well, I've got on my hard drive, my external hard drive, I've got folders for every single league, and I save all the goals I score or record matches into the particular leagues and then sort out the videos based on that. Marco M asks, where do you get the coins for the player reviews like Pogba? I'm guessing he means inform Pogba. Well, most of them I do have to borrow, as I do have quite a bit of coins, but I've got lots of teams, and if in order to fund them myself I would have to sell quite a few teams, or I would not be able to afford sort of any other silver informs that come out. So most of the time players like Pogba, Inform, Russell, I do end up borrowing them, as a lot of people I can usually try and borrow them from and then get them back to them on the same day. And where do I get my coins? I still do have my coins. Most of that is from trading on a second account, or maybe investments as well. I Sweat on FIFA asks, did you feel confident when you first started YouTube, and did you think you would reach 5k subscribers? So did I feel confident when I first started? To be honest, I didn't. My commentaries were probably a bit dodgy and probably weren't very good. So I wasn't really a confident commentator. I still wouldn't say I'm a really confident commentator. I've obviously improved and got a bit better, got a bit more confident, but I still wouldn't say I'm as confident as a lot of other people out there. And did I think I'd reach 5k subs? To be honest, I didn't really have a clue what would happen. I knew, or sort of, I know how hard it is nowadays, as there's so many channels out there. But I did see a gap in the market, or not really a gap in the market, but sort of with silver player reviews, there were a lot out there, but I didn't really see any silver player reviews from people who did silvers only. A lot of people who do silver player reviews sort of compare them to golds and say, no, they're probably not worth it because you can just go and buy gold. But I wanted to make silver player reviews when you consider the player is still a silver, and use them against silver players and tell people how they will fare against other silver players and not compare them to golds. Triangle Dubstep asks, what is the main reason for you to only use silvers? So the main reason why I only use silvers is because golds I find pretty boring. When you use golds, you pretty much come up against the same bog standard sort of Barclays Premier League team, or you've got the Brazil team. With silvers, it's varied slightly. I mean, it was a lot better last year. I mean, the next question he says, what do you think about EA leaving out quick matches? Do you want them back? Yes, I do want them back, and I think it was a stupid decision to take them out, as it makes FIFA on the whole a lot more competitive. Now, I know FIFA's competitive, it's a game, obviously you're playing to win, but in tournaments and seasons, people are sweating to the absolute max to win pretty much at all costs, whereas in the quick matches it was a bit more laid back and people weren't necessarily playing to win. A lot of people were playing to score decent goals, things like that, and to be honest, I'm the sort of player I'd rather score a decent goal than score a cutback. But nowadays you pretty much have to score a cutback, because if you don't take the opportunity, someone else or your opponent will cut back against you and you'll wish you'd scored it. Martin X100 asks, are you black? No, I'm not black. I'm pretty much tanned all year round though, so yeah, that's quite nice. Onage MD 3000 asks, will you ever do a vlog, plus will you get man of the match Traore even though it's a gold, plus will you ever buy any golds or good golds? So firstly, will you ever do a vlog? Well, I'm tempted to, maybe in this summer. I mean, it is kind of daunting, sort of maybe showing my face to sort of 5,000 people, whatever, who are subscribed to me. But yeah, I may do one in the summer or something. Maybe want to upgrade some of my setup and then do a setup video as well. He also asked about man of the match Traore. Will I buy him? No, I didn't end up buying him, as I didn't really want to pay that much for a gold that I probably wouldn't use, and I didn't like his silver inform. And plus, will you buy any golds or good golds? I do have some golds. I do occasionally play with golds. I mean, I have been tempted in the past to try and make a series around some golds and gold shinies, gold non-shinies. I mean, in particular, gold non-shinies do play a lot like silvers, so I do use them occasionally. And I did have that non-shiny team there at the start of the video. So yeah, I could maybe do something to do with non-shiny golds in the future, but I don't really use golds too much. The Truck Duck asks, who's the most overrated silver in your opinion, price-wise? Price-wise, I'd probably have to say it's someone like Raheem Sterling. He does go for a lot, and he was going for sort of about 150k, and I cannot see myself paying that for a player sort of under 70 rated. I wouldn't pay that, I haven't paid that, and I don't think he's really that worth it. And he also asks, a bit random, do you prefer chicken burgers or beef burgers? I'd probably have to say chicken burgers. Terezo321 asks, what do you think about FIFA 13? Now, I'm not going to slate the game because I do play it a lot and obviously make videos on it, but it's just, times can be absolutely horrible, and I don't really like what they've done with it. And to be honest, if you're going to describe it, I describe it as bullshit, as there's so many things that happen in matches that really should not happen. So really good question from Grant Harrison next, as who is your favourite silver in all of the FIFA Ultimate Teams? Also, what foot do you think had the best silvers? Now probably it's a really tough one. So there have been some really nice silvers, especially last year, but I think the year before that, FIFA 11 Ultimate Team, they were some really, really good silvers then. So the likes of Inform Danny Graham, Inform Howson. I think I've got the correct FIFA. If I'm wrong, then I think it was maybe the year before. But Inform Danny Graham, Inform Howson. I remember Howson was about 85 shooting. Inform Shane Long. They were some really, really nice silvers. There's also FIFA 10 Ultimate Team, which was really, really nice silver-wise. The upgrades at the end were like upgraded Beckford, people like Shelby, they were just absolutely insanely good. But so yeah, it's tough between those two, and I can't really decide. LFC Ally 09 asked, who is your favourite player ever on foot? So I'm not going to say silver, as I've already kind of mentioned some silvers, but my favourite ever player on foot, there's probably a couple. When I was into golds back on sort of FIFA 10 Ultimate Team, I think it's the correct Ultimate Team, then there was like the likes of Inform Gurkuf and Inform Taiwo, who had absolutely crazy long shots, and they were just insanely good, and possibly some of my favourite players I've ever used on FIFA. So this question and answer is coming up sort of about 10-11 minutes long, so the last question here is going to be Sean Kobrak. Would you consider doing squad builders from your subs? Now, a few people did ask me about that, and I am probably looking at starting a series in the next few weeks where I pretty much ask you to send me in your hybrid silver squads. Not the usual ones with like Brazil and English players, sort of the really unique ones, and then every week I will pick one of your squads. I will build that squad, or if I can't afford it, then possibly borrow your squad, but I'll use your squad and then give it sort of a rating sort of out of a few things, sort of whether it's price wise, whether it's how it feels in game, and then every couple of weeks put a few of your squads against each other and say which is the best one or which one I liked the most, and then possibly give a prize. I mean, if you've been interested in that sort of thing, then let me know, but that is the sort of thing I'm looking at doing. So there you go, guys, that is my first ever Q&A. Hopefully that was interesting for you guys to know a bit about me and what I think about FIFA and football in general. Obviously I didn't get around to answering all your questions, and there are loads and loads more questions I can answer, probably about sort of 70-80 more questions I can answer. So if you did enjoy this sort of video, please let me know, and I can always do another Q&A when I show my squads off and answer a few more of the questions. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this in the comments, and thanks again for everyone who subscribed to me and helped me reach 5k subscribers. Hopefully I will reach 10k by the summer. That's my aim. Aim is 10k, but anything near to 10k I'll be happy with. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.